Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. Look at me now, I have come so far. The North is on its way to being unified. We're on our way to getting over the fact that the schemes are bugged. Right now we know we have a window where our charge bonus is online, and we need to use that window to get some glorious victory. Alright, Xiao Yuan there is having a time. We're just going to go here. Yuan Shao is going to go to the marshes to intercept. No, that's bad. No, this is a road. So we'll go here and try to ambush. Regardless, he either moves there and then we can pop him the next turn. So, and then we'll just roll down the mountainside this way. It's not a mountain. We're already out of the mountains. They're up here. Can't quite catch him. That's alright. Seon, my girl, the Nightingale, getting closer and closer to her other ability, and we're just going to head in this way to roll that up. There's our advance in that side of things, and here... Oh no, am I gonna have to do a siege? No, what we'll do is the oh, we did... yeah, we have to do it anyway, right? We don't, naturally, we don't have our, our souped up abilities. Let's see, what's the minimum we... Well, we're maxed on currency. We need to spend some here. Okay. Eyes glazing over. Where's he at? Here we go. Alright, so they do both have Unbreakable. And we'll just give them this foreign replenishment. And that should honestly be enough. We can just give them... Terror. No, we're going to need to... Just spend a bunch of these, getting our retinues that we know are attached to decent people in slightly better shape. Because this foreign territory replenishment is really quite good, and when we're doing so many fights a turn, you know, it pays off quickly enough. And Yuan Shao is just going to hop into the water here, and then hop out here. And he is finally ready to go to war. I mean, he's been ready to go to war. He's excited to go to war. That's how ready he is. There, an encampment here. We're just gonna roll down. Looks like Liu Yan is trying to walk in here. He's not gonna like what he finds in the past, which is going to be the devastating fighting of our like, do we start recruiting from the Matung forces? Will that make Dongmin like us better? Because he's mad about how we're doing some of these wars. Yeah, well, you know, he's at negative 70. But also, that's Cao Cao messing with us, you know. He likes to have his little jokes. Yeah, because it takes a bit of time to get through there, and of course time favors us, not them. Or like, no, we should... no, we don't want to declare war on them. We need to go up that way. We walk too far. Because my man Yantan can go down there and take care of business. We've got so much money, that means it's time for a couple more captain retinues. Just throw them in. these, like, ideal armies, they're cheap. And for these, like, this is a quantity is a quality all its own sort of thing, because we can just flood anywhere and intimidate the world with them. We've got 10 more armies in our limit that we can get, which is just shocking. I guess we recruit one down here, right? Because there's no point in being too precious here. We've got plenty of money, and they're really, really cheap. We will, however, make... spend a little bit on it. Can't quite unbreakable yet, that's alright. Do we recruit one here too? Yeah, why not? Nothing can stop us now, nothing can even slow us down. He's probably not a spy, and even if he was, he's so happy it doesn't matter.
万物并非在秋季消亡，而是化物变形。
So we're about to just put such a hurt down on Cao Cao. Now that we've got our charge bonus again, I'm going to stop talking bitterly about it. You know, the game bugs sometimes, I guess, and it certainly is bugging here. But we're ready to roll there and there. And now it's just the flood, right? Because there is absolutely nothing they can do to stem this tide. Even if they beat 2 of these armies, like, by the time I replenish, they're not even going to notice, and I don't even know these people's names, you know? Like, we're so rich, and that's what being the legitimate emperor is all about, right? And then here, we've already got free redeployment, don't we? Yeah, we've already got free redeployment for our generals, but alright. Wonderful stuff.
一统天下，准备进岗。
And Luigi keeps rolling up the coast.
开战！
I'm like not afraid of these guys at all.
真是愚不可及。
Yeah, and even if they move out there, you know, to what end? I don't even think they could take it in an auto. Accordingly, this is getting rolled up by, well, basically just those. They're all defending the Emperor's seat, unless they're threatening it. Maybe we need to leave an army behind there. But yeah. A brutal turn where we, you know, we show him who's boss. Even though we only have like one fight, it still is going to really make a difference. Oh, hey, Luke. This game would go away automatically, guys. Yeah, the charge skim went down. I think it's just so his schemes are bugged to be universal to all the armies rather than singular, I guess. Just like how the Northern Captain retinues are. Oh, and speaking of this fight, we now get to do it. Oh, Gongsun Zan's here. Well, okay. I was like, they don't even have anybody here. I should have looked a little closer. Well, this army's super beat up. Oh, they just recruited those retinues. Alright, well. You know, going into March stance is bad, and I should feel bad. Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We've got 2 towers. It's raining, so it'll be harder for them to burn them down. Yeah, because that's just like, it's insane to shut off your entire faction's charge. Like, look, if I didn't have cavalry, whatever, but I do. And I guess you could just swap the whole retinues. Alright, and she has tenacity? No, she has adamant resolve. Well, that's good. And they will group up and then eventually come at us. That's game in the -20 food scheme. Yeah, you know, the huge morale hit on an army, that's super rough. But of course, in the later game, when you have pretty high morale, you can sort of work around it. You know, if you're rocking with, you know, Protectors of Heaven, losing 20, you know, you could just work with it. But losing all of your cavalry charge bonus just makes all of your cavalry bad infantry. Alright, Gongsun Zan, you wanted this fight. Come to me. Oh yeah, we're not unbreakable, so... These retinues aren't juiced at all, and she's got a regular sword. Alright, that's where we're at. Now, why won't they show their faces? It's because it takes a really long time to walk across these maps. Yeah, I get... If I had known the charge was going to affect everybody, I could have, you know, mentally prepared for it. But, like, I just thought it was on whatever army it was on, and after I got through that, I'm like, okay, oh boy, at least now I don't have to do another fight with that, and then, you know, load into another thing. Are they going to come at me or not? They have to, right? They attacked me. Right? The law of war dictates that if you attack... Maybe they're, like, about to show up. There they go. Okay, so they have siege weapons. They have siege weapons. Not ideal. Fortunately, they're the kind... Okay, yeah, but that's actually okay. So, because they have the multi-bolt crossbows, I don't think they're going to be able to even get good line of sight at all on us. Because we cunningly have deployed, you know, at the bottom of a hill in front of some trees, you know, like you wouldn't. But it looks like they're trying to fully flank on that side. Not perfect, but we will go this way, potentially sacrifice all of our cavalry and not be able to solve the problem. Doesn't sound so good whenever I say it that way, does it? Alright. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop shooting at him. Jesus. Like, why? Why are my guys as dumb? Oh, he's got a bow. I'm like, why am I wasting all of my ammo on him? Like, just stop. Like, I only have 12 crossbow bolts, right? Like, why are you guys acting like we know what we're doing here? Alright, their cap's faster than mine, so we're probably gonna get caught out and killed here. But, I mean, whatever. Can we even break one of them? Nope. Oh, we got caught up on it, though. Oh, my goodness. All right, there we go. Run away. Because, like, he's running alongside us. That's not, like, ideal, but if we can just keep on running in here and making a menace of their ranged units, then that'll be good for a bit. Okay, we run away there. Run away, run away. And they run right into a square. Feels good. Of course, the cavalry is totally routing. We need to get them back. We're going to want them for later. Spears are on Gongsun Zan. That's worth something at least. These dudes are out of ammo, which means it's time for them to start firing. Alright, are the archers shooting? Yep, they're just really bad at it, so they've got a ton of ammo left. But now that more of their infantry is getting into the range of the crossbows, we're really melting them. Alright, the square has done its part. And this cav is like way out of position. We're just going to try to push through to the siege weapons, reasoning that they'll at least do something. Spears to support here. We need to get off of the horse, drop the resolve, and start stabbing here at Gongsun Zan. Hopefully we won't unhorse him, and then we can get a couple of quick hits in with our terrible sword. And that'll be all they wrote for the big guy. Their melee, thinking that they're getting in, but like even with a shield, you know, it's a lot of fire to be dealing with. All right, our cavalry did connect with the siege weapons, but not enough to do anything about it. And oh man, we're getting trucked on here. No, don't run away. We need you to fight him. Okay, there we go. He'll be back, but in, you know, no greater number. All right. Here and here. Clean. You know, because unifying the North has ever been Yuan Shao's goal. But Yuan Shao had to rescue the Emperor, you know? He had to fulfill his destiny. Yeah, it's just, non-strategist generals, just don't give them enough ammo. That's what it comes down to. It still works. You can fight one army with this army, but you can't fight two. And you often kind of want to be able to fight two. Of course, we're also, you know, fatigued and all, but just in terms of having ammo in the crossbows after a prolonged engagement. Oh, and this dude's still on the battlefield. Right. He was way far away, but now he's here, and that's not so good for me. But, you know, he doesn't notice us here, so we're really getting the beat down. We need to run through the trees. He can't follow us through the trees. We're on foot, and we run away. It's okay. You know, that guy's having a good time, but he's not going to be able to put the whole fight on his back, you know. He's in there with a couple of spears, and he probably won't be able to pop both of them. Oh my goodness, they're all going to run away from him? What? Alright, in that case, we need fresh units in here. Oh, Gongsun's on his back. Okay, yeah, this fight's not over. We're still doing fine. But it is not over. I think Gongsun Zan, though, should flee. You know, upon some resistance. Yeah, he doesn't have big morale here. He's not unbreakable or anything. So I think on this cavalry charge, actually, just when they get in on him, yep, there we go. There's the break again. Not like this fellow, who's very brave. As I say that, I'm like, okay, now he's finally gonna run. And Yuan Shao is just hanging out. Nobody knows what he's got going on in his skull, you know. Maybe he doesn't like Gongsun Zan. Maybe he's trying to throw in his lot with the Emperor. If after the fight he tries to join us, we'll know that's what it was. You know, he saw our legitimacy writ large across the sky.
静则怀中，畏则怀乱，不治民则民怨怒。
正义必胜，我等应设宴庆贺。对他们严加处罚，恐怕颇为不易。
We can... Hey, there we go. We catch him out. This little army that we had just beaten down 2 turns ago with no charge bonus. Liverpool, you say, do I know this game movie? I'm not sure I know exactly what you speak of. I know that there's like TV shows and stuff of it. I'm not surprised that there are videos, or like full-length movies of it as well. But I haven't personally watched it. I should.
都是为各自信念而战罢了，他们受的苦也够多了。我等诚心提出此意。
Everybody wants to marry the Emperor. So you watched the series and you liked it? This game. Yeah, I have been having a real good time with it. Hey, we got him to sally out at us. Perfect. These aren't like totally juiced retinues, right? I think, but they are unbreakable ones, which, you know, will give us everything we need. And it's just like a normal sentinel and some guys. And we know Gao Shun, you know, he's the formation breaker. He's, you know, we never took away his spear once he joined the faction. That's how nice we are. Not like how we should have done with Liu Bei. Liu Bu. Liu Bei never joined our faction. He's our vassal, though.
及大义，为大义而战。
Yeah, no, I
侵略如火。
So I would have been exposed to this world through a game called Destiny of an Emperor on the NES. It was a JRPG where you played as Liu Bei, and I loved it very much whenever I was a kid. And oh, we don't have formations. That's right. We are unbreakable, though, so, you know, take that. It's a whole different dynamic. Alright. Let me just nail a tower like here and then ready to roll. But then the Dynasty Warriors games I played, oh, you know, 23 years ago. It would have been the ones on Xbox that I first played, so 3 and 4 I believe it was. And then I played Total War Warhammer because of Humble Bundle. By the way, Humble Bundle choice this month is Total Warhammer 3, so very exciting. Maybe a bunch of new people will play the game. That's how I played the first one. I had never even heard of it, and then Total War Warhammer 1 came into my Humble Bundle, and the rest, as they say, is geography. Alright, let's, I was like, let's let the game crash? Come on, not already. You know, we're all so bravely standing here. Some of us even want to fight. I will say, you know, the armies of the Han are pretty drab, right? You know, they look real respectable in uniform. They don't have that bright color pop that you get in a lot of the factions, which sort of stinks about, you know, like, you're playing somebody like Kong Rong or Cao Cao, where you've got, like, this really vibrant sort of blue for Kong Rong, or, you know, like, the dark blue of Cao Cao, or even, like, the nice yellows that you're getting, and it's, you know, the color-identified things that we associate with the kingdoms, you know, with their flags, and then you're at your most successful, restore the Emperor, and then you don't get to keep your cool flags anymore. So their army is not nearly as good as the army we just fought from Gongsun Zan. First of all, they have no White Horse Fellows. I don't think they really have any cavalry. Yeah, it's because it's a garrison, and then oh no, they do have cavalry. They have cavalry that is not unbreakable, so you know they'll suffer in comparison to mine. We don't have terror on these retinues, but hey, at least we got them a little bit, and because of the foreign casualty replenishment, which is so good. It's just so good. I love this faction. I might play it again right after. I won't, but I could. If I did play it again, I would try to make myself tell more of a story with my early game generals. I think maybe I'm not quite good enough for very hard yet. I mean, obviously I did it, and this campaign's working, and I'm gonna win it, but like maybe that added level of pressure from diplomacy and the AI and stuff, maybe it'll be easier to tell stories if I make the game a little easier on me. But they are thinking about rolling in now. Of course, with unbreakable cavalry and infantry in the block, like, it's just... You can win any fight like this. We could probably A move up and win it, but we're not going to. We're going to make them come here because they attacked us. And the laws of war dictate that they have to give battle. And they're going to do it. They're just swirling around a little bit, a lot bit. Not really sure what they're doing here. But I think they're trying to get into line for one last push. Yeah, there we go. No. They're really considering what to do. And I'm kind of interested to see. Because we're sieging, you know, like, we're not going to leave our camp to attack them. Unless all of this just crashes my computer. Alright, so they now are almost pretty sure about what line they're going to be in. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, they're sending up a detachment. A flanking detachment here. Oh, I love it! What's not to like there? Oh, and they've got a little rear guard thing. Good. Like, isn't this nice? It took them a while to come to a conclusion. But hey, you know, that's good. Got a rear guard detachment to guard against, like, cavalry flanking there. Which, like, that's nice, you know. It won't work because of how good cavalry are in this game. But it's a nice idea, you know. It's a good plan. It isn't. Oh, and we got a roar here, too. So, yeah, he's going to be able to... That's right, we haven't got Flames of the Phoenix on him yet. So he's going to be a real terror on the battlefield. And, of course, he's unbreakable from something. Maybe he always is. Maybe we got an ability for him. Alright, so this flank here is actually going to be a bit of a problem just because we won't be able to shoot it up too much, but we'll just have the G-Captain there. No, we gotta... Yeah, this... If we can have, like, a full cav engagement, they'll be giving us what we want here. Oh yeah, perfection. Hit the roar, and they're all gonna run, like, almost immediately, I hope. Because it's engaged in full swing now. We just need to keep one in reserve here to stop them from moving in while we absolutely schwammer the cavalry. They'll be back, though. You know, they principally fled because of the roar. Which does mean, you know, they'll have plenty of units left. But that roar will be back in 10 seconds, and they'll be running again. Alright, there we go. We can get a cav charge in here. And they're trying to come around the side here. It won't work. And here we are, this time shattering the cav. And that means we're going to be able to go into this big G block in the middle and roar it down. Give them some help there. Get these spear guards. This is going so good, and they wanted this fight. Remind yourselves, they wanted it. I think these are all militia, and I think they are all gonna run, like, right now. Alright. Fighting the spears for too long there. There we go. That whole block gets shattered, and now it's time to escort some of these others off the battlefield. Their archers and archer militia are largely firing into, you know, our Vanguard crossbows, which are armored and shielded, moderately armored and well shielded. So it's a terrible engagement to trade archer fire with them. We're gonna get off of our horse and lay the beat down, unless they want a duel. They do want a duel. We're gonna get back on our horse and duel. He can still roar inside of the duel and affect what's going on outside, but we're going to go ahead and collapse the archers here. We need to get on these spear guards here and here. Get our out of ammo crossbows engaged, and with that charge into them, of course, that's the problem with archers and archer militia, you know. Not huge morale values if they're in the middle of a block of archers, which is what a normal person does, is put some ranged guys together. Few of them run to a cavalry charge. They're all gonna run to a cavalry charge. Shame. This person declared war on me, mind you. I didn't even do anything to them. This is the faction formerly known as Liu Chong, and he should have you know, set up succession better so that, you know, his successors would know to support the Emperor rather than this ridiculous treason. Unbreakable troops are just so good. We were talking about the archer militia thing because the shadow nerf on the stat line. Yeah, only like a quarter of them shoot. Yeah, you explained that to me the other day, I think. Because I was saying, like, they look the same, but they weren't, because the reload rate belied the fact that, like in a real militia, most of the time people sit around not shooting their weapons at all. We capture every single one of the generals that came out to sally out on the siege, and they join. So it's like, that's perfect, right? So we're doing the siege. They sally out. We convince every general inside to just join us. We're still doing the siege, but now, you know. Alright, so Wolf guarding over the chickens, negative 100 reserves. Is it going to be on every commandery? We'll see pretty soon. Who died? Chun Yuqiang. You know, on turn 1, I took away his weapon and gave it to Wenchou. He bears it proudly still. Oh, I've got like got other stuff to do. Or is this the Phoenix Peak? I don't know. Was Yan Liang's this one? Anyway, I took somebody's. Phoenix Peak is okay. I took Yan Liang's then. I was like, no, we had Chen Yuqiang in our retinue for a bit.
心如利刃，释放怒火吧！
The G makes landfall. We're gonna do the fight. I just want to. I saw she had a level up, and you know you gotta spend your level up.
大杀四方吧！
I mean, do we just go across the bottom? Yeah, just so we can maybe get the flower on the battlefield ability to work. Maybe. Yeah, because we gave the old Phoenix Spear, the Comet Spear rather, to Zhang He, because we, Dongfash had ripped it out of Ma Xiao's hands over here in the mountains. She said, "You what? You want to fight me?" But yeah, it looks like the reserve thing isn't faction-wide, so it's just the charge one. Pretty rough. Really rough. It's actually, you know, if it was going to be faction-wide, if it was 50%, you know, sure, but 100% is all the percents. Unless you have sunset. And then you just have a normal bonus. Alright. We got a follower. Got a lot of ones. We should probably get some of them on. We are never getting his abilities.
全力奋战，则战无不胜。此城归我军所有了。 人口虽稀，然足以服侍天下。拉弓之时，需屏气凝神。
Haha, we get to pull them all outside and fight. Is that good? Well, some of these retinues are... We can...
稍后再召集军队。
well, we actually can't. Well, that's unfortunate. I was like, we'll just level them up real quick and then do the fight again. Well, no, we can't. Fortunately, you could level up the retinue in foreign lands, like to give them replenishment. But even more fortunately, she's going to be over here next turn. So we can just, like, run away, right? Yeah. We can just run away if it looks too unfavorable. I think we'll be fine, though. Yeah, because this army's in fine shape. And this is just like a sentinel without a weapon. You know, the generals will be a little tricky. Like they always are.
锦中有诈。 冬日需静待时机。
Alright, here we're going to get to draw all of them in if we hit this one. Well, we want to hit the bigger army with the primary force. Oh, this is our spy. That's right. So we can extract her as a reinforcement like right now. Oh, wow. But we don't have the points. Haven't done that before. Awesome. You know, that's all part of the plan, right? That's all part of the plan. So you have your spies, and then you just roll up, and if you have the slots and the points for it, then they jump into the battle on your side. Wow. What cool stuff. And there we dramatically weaken their forces. So I totally forgot we got that spy, because the other day I was just like, you know, we should just get some spies in his armies just to mess up his momentum, because I was thinking that we would take a little bit longer to get. Cao Cao, let's see, do I kill you for what happened in the last campaign? Nah. It's funny that Cao Cao's running the show, though, you know. It's very... I guess I don't know enough about it, but, like, you know, because the story of Cao Cao really, like, you know, in this era, it kicks off with his father, like... What is there in anything in China that allows a son to reign over the father and, like... do we ever get that, you know? Like, the dad doesn't run an army for the son who rules the campaign and does all the diplomacy. I mean, maybe, like, as a caretaker in late life? I mean, you know, but, yeah, anyway. He was retired. Oh, okay, okay. So it wasn't like he was like a man in his middle age being supplanted by his son or whatever. You know, he's just old and he's still kicking around and helping because it's an emergency. And they run away and fall down. He refused to fund him in the early days of the coalition because he's too involved. According to one of the... Ah! Very, very nice. Very interesting. And all of a sudden now this incursion by Cao Cao seems like a terrible mistake. Like, who could have anticipated that we would just turn around and attack him? Of course, he would have been hoping that Liu Bei would have held on a lot longer than all that, right? He said Cao Cao was really good at playing Liu Hong's terribly corrupt court. Bribes and money. Yes, you know, corruption's a manner of perspective until they're writing books about how your whole court functioned on bribes. And we'll just go here and up. Nope, not go to ambush because we overwalked it. It's all good. Here we just roll in here. We're just you know, we're eliminating the problems of these borders, right? That's what we're doing. These borders are looking better all the time. Although Dongmin just like is really mad at us for I guess being nice to our enemies occasionally. I don't think we're being too nice to him ever. And now, like, this pass is so awesome to defend. Because if you move the ambush and you retreat, like, the movement is such that they can't come and catch you anyway. And then you can really, like, if you get an ambush and there's multiple armies or whatever, you know, there's a lot of favorable stuff you can do. It's almost like attacking blind into the mountains. It's supposed to be dangerous. Speaking of, Fasheng is going to roll in this away. Right before he retired, he bought a Grand Exclusive position and retired so he could sell it again. Nice. Then he went to the Yun province because he wanted to move in from where he wasn't long yet. And then he had to travel through Zhu, and yes. Yep, and they're doing the same thing, you know. They're marshaling their armies, they're waiting a turn or two, and then they're coming in, and they're like, wait, what do you mean that they heard about it and they were ready? This is outrageous. I guess we can leave her at the capital, you know, to, all of my friendly armies standing around the Emperor's seat makes me nervous. I know they're here to protect it, but, you know, let's have an army of our own here, right? To congregate. I'm like, yeah, that army goes on. They were already in the trash can, right? Yeah, he only had like 2,000 HP. What? Oh, you're joking. Oh, man, that was a long turn. Oh, me. On the world map, we were just... We were just rolling around like I hadn't ended the turn even. Well, that
济则
stings.
怀中，
That
贵则怀乱。
stings.
不治民则民怨怒，民怨怒则必生乱。主公御下，必先弹压乱贼，以警不臣之心，方可治之。我军以兵。
Yeah, it was the last turn. So this whole thing. Oh. That whole battle, the whole battle with Gongsun Zan's crew. I didn't quick save on any of the battles. I lack the discipline. Oh. Man. Whatever.
先行撤退。
We'll just eat the losses on all the auto resolves. Who cares? Man, that kind of takes all the wind out of the sails.
他们受的苦也够多了。撤！你我的分歧实在太大了。
Now, Gun leaves the military alliance because, like, everybody hates these wars. Like, everybody's really mad about them. But, like, I don't know what to do about that. Like, I need you guys to get on board. So Liu Yao's probably going to want to leave being our vassal soon. And Dongmin will as well. But, you know, we'll have to fight all of them. Liu Bei's still cool. He's really happy with us. So that's, like... At least there's that.
摇唇鼓舌，真是聒噪。我等必将齐心抗敌，坚决奋战。
吾等耐性有限，快点！
Like, now I gotta turn this army around.
一统天下，天命所归。摇唇鼓舌，真是聒噪。 我等坚若磐石，尔等尽可来攻。吾等耐性有限，一统天下，拿起武器！ 下之于地，上参于天。快去！都是为各自信念而战罢了。释放怒火吧！开战！智取胜于强攻，看压他们只能消耗我军辎重，准备行动。
怒吼吧！击垮敌军！
智取胜于强攻。我等非蛮夷也，正用得上此城。
正在行军，伏兵准备。
一往无前，打起精神来！消灭他们！怒吼吧！
天下统一，
Well,
又进
maybe
一步。
maybe our other army winning one so hard,
还是有些用处。
or losing one hard enough. Yeah. They got totally beat up by it, so it's not like they're like happy about it. But you know, we did lose the army, which doesn't matter. They didn't execute her, and I don't like know her name. She was a Miao, right? So I do know her name. You know, she's greatly missed. Ends up being basically the same, only we lost the army, which means we can just deploy the army somewhere else that we want it more, and that's fine too. Speaking of armies deployed elsewhere, this army is now ready to roll out because I think we just need some more supplies. Yuan Shao can come over there to support.
你又怎样？
I guess we'll just keep on trading with that ridiculous man until the Emperor wants us to crush him. I mean, we won't be able to tell the Emperor no, obviously.
Yuan 思维，未雨绸缪。出其不意，攻其不备。
稍事休息。
Let's go ahead and swap for 2 tribes, you know.
每一
Do a
步都充
normal
满智
army.
慧。整顿军务，出发。
前进！
不贪享乐。出发。
Alright, all 10 assignments are rolling. Look at me, I'm playing the game like a gamer. Was he always defiant? I don't remember him being that way. Like, Liu Ye was a watchful diplomat all along, but even he hates me now. I guess, like, you know, there's some people that he hates so much that me releasing the journals makes him mad. But I guess that's the problem, right? Of building coalitions of vassals. Some of them are gonna hate it when you're merciful, and some of them are gonna hate it when you're brutal. You know, you can't please everybody. You shouldn't try to please anyone. You should just do what the crystal guides. You know, the emperor is the one who's in charge after all, and we execute his will. And when we fail, that's not a failure of the emperor's plans, you know. Need to know in general sex. Ah, yes, that would help. Also, what if they gave me elephants? Oh, that would be great. I love me a good elephant. She gets beat up, gets tenacity of steel, and develops a grudge against Han Sui, who she used to work for. Alright. Alright, who needs an admin now? The places with the most money that don't have an admin, alright. Do we have any, like, industry guys? Probably not. They're definitely already doing a job somewhere. Income from all sources. There we go. Sentinels to industry. Ah. I should use some of the food. Alright, alright. Alright. My previous annoyance is now recovered, and I feel good again. Ha! You foolish old man! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders! Man, we're getting her so much experience, and I like don't even want to use her in an army. She's level 6 now. Hey. She's guarding the pass. And super capably. I mean, her army has guarded that against like 10 armies over the last like couple of years. Like, she's getting it all the way done. I don't even know who you are. Oh, Han Sui's Hatsui has fallen. We're gonna escalate it to an alliance war? No, we don't need to do that. Because that's just gonna make Kong Rong feel, you know, annoyed. And I don't really need him involved in any of these wars. I just want him to keep on being my pal so we don't have to crush him. Gongsun Zan has formed a coalition with Cao Cao.
真是可悲。
Let's get rid of that little trade pact there, buddy. Old bucko. Old pal. Yeah, you better be walking home. You're not welcome in these lands anymore. You better walk. You're gonna get sent home back to mama in a cardboard box. You better run.
正在行进。我要和谋士见见。
Joining a coalition with our enemies.
全军出击！
Ridiculous. Hey, there we go. We'll take that. No idea who you are, but we'll take it. Mess with the crops. Yeah, sure, why not? Take Dongmin's heir? Yeah. Maybe it's successful girl after all. Ladies and gentlemen, we got her.
别把我惹毛了。一统天下。
Perfection.
"他们再也不敢小瞧我们了。 放了他们。
怒吼吧！天命在此。
Terrell's just here. Yeah, you know, you don't get any special bonuses, right? Her stuff just happens for being there. But, you know, her stuff just happens for being there, so... Especially at this point when satisfaction doesn't matter, you know, it's just generic. Hey, good stuff. Secure and occupy... he'll be ready to fight in a turn anyway. This place has a big population, so... Yeah, you know, when you get 12% from the local population and then, like, your other... Yeah, we're at 50 anyway, yeah. What's not to like?
唯有扫清六合，天下才能平定，燃遍天下。扫平天下。
Oh, what? They're supposed to go up there. Well, he's going this way.
为了天下苍生。
And Yuan Shu's sending out the women of the court to try to get peace, which, you know, would work if he tried. But if they try to walk into our lands, they'll walk into an ambush. You guessed it, an ambush. Alright, let's, Buyong Pei is this one, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and get her units. The bare minimum they need to be successful, which is unbreakable. After all, with Unbreakable, you don't ever need to learn how to play the game. You can just win. And we'll get rid of this Wu foothold here. The sight of their flag offends me, because it looks like mine, and then it's not mine. And I'm like, how dare they? Oh! That is certainly a place to make landfall. Alright. Qingpu, not yet the Elder Qin. Chengpu. And then we've got the Minister of Coach and the Minister Herald hanging out with... She has my seal! Outrageous. Outrageous. That's like the chartreuse of outrageous.
见识一下我们的激情。
Oh, yeah. Free redeployment, pretty good. Tiger Cubs, I almost want to keep them, but it's like, when you have the retinues, you know, there's no point in having cav, even pretty interesting cav like that there. Even Zhiliang cavalry, you know, like, I mean, that's just like, you know, Tiger Cubs I think are much more interesting to choose than they are. I think the Tiger Cubs are a much better unit. Especially for me, because I'm bad. But we're just going to take her because she's level 4, and then chop the retinue because that's who we are. And the order of the day is to swarm the foe, you know, let them have nothing. Get us a saber and a spear guard. There's our template. And we get flaming shot. And I'm more concerned with getting wisdom of the river than with deluge. No. Deluge really could work pretty frequently. We're going to be fighting against some pretty good guys. And, you know, if we keep her around-ish, that could be good. Alright, there's all of that. Very strong with the ground. It was a little fun. I did a little bit there. Yeah. We fought a couple battles over here. It was just... she's so crummy on the battlefield. Well, we might need to back out because it looks like Zhurong's coming in. Providing Dongbai with an opportunity to see elephants. Yeah, because we've already given her Cav group terror and stuff, so we don't really want to drop it. Dongbai really needs, like, a full army, right? You know, because she needs to be able to yell at somebody. Or she needs the person at the top to be yell-worthy. You know, not like her aunt, her great aunt, or Fa Zheng, you know. And who do we have that's yell-worthy? If I could recruit Siege Engines on a commander, would I? Yeah. Yeah, even with the lower stuff, just being able to get single-turn siege attack would be worth it for just delegation purposes. And if you get 2 of them, that's enough for 1 wall breach and probably a gate crack. And that's enough to get in. I find myself very stressed by the prospect of climbing walls. But yeah, I would get like 2, or I would probably get 2 trebs on them, yeah. And just or maybe even just 1, because like the utility of being able to damage the foe and make them come across the battlefield to you, even when you're the one who's taken the initiative and given battle, like that's the biggest advantage of having artillery, in my opinion, is inducing the AI to come to you so that you can fight where you wish rather than where they desire. Alright, if Zhonghe just goes over this way, because we've got enough forces here. The Emperor's like, what do you mean you're not taxing some places? You gotta get those tax numbers up. What even is the Han without a tax collection building in places?
养精蓄锐。怒吼吧！稍后再召集军队，快快攻击！
根壮而后，枝叶繁茂。
So you don't think it benefits the Yubei as much to restore the Han? This is never particularly harmed public order. Yeah, well, I mean, you get like the tax benefits to, you know, like there's so much you get from them, right? Higher peasantry. Oh, when you have abundant food surplus, you also get 25% more peasantry income, which I didn't know. You know, it says it right there. It says it right there. There's so many systems in this game to make the economy much more interesting than I'm used to in, you know, like Warhammer, where it's just so very one note. I guess two note. Manipulation of AI and diplomacy by selling settlements and building low-level economy buildings. Oh. Whew. That dog, he's a good-looking dog. He's the color of caramel, but he sure does stink. He knows I'm talking about him, too. Even though he doesn't speak English. If he did speak English, he would probably have a lot to say to me. Starting with, stop talking about me on the internet. I'm just a dog. Why are you talking about me all the time? You know, that kind of thing. I guess it's just, if you have the option to restore the Han, beyond, like, faction leader specific mechanics like Lu Bu's or Sun Tzu's, it just seems like because you have so many air positions, that one is just so good. But I guess if you had no money trouble and no public order trouble, then the Emperor's abilities wouldn't matter that much. And most importantly, of course, once you have the Emperor, your whole family tree and all of that now gets subsumed to his unless you marry in or whatever. And even then, you know, you're not at the top of it, so you don't look like you're the one in charge. And they change your flags and diplomacy, you know, it's all very... Do we keep on... If we get way more food, then we can upgrade our buildings more, because public order doesn't matter. Not here, though. This place isn't gonna benefit from a population.
天下。
愿春之和煦安抚心灵。
行事谨慎，可称机敏。大人，悉听尊便。
That's right, the peasantry focus from last year. And you're like, why did our money swing so much? But, you know, 4 or 5K out of the focus is there. Lubu, it's a bad deal because you can't build momentum. And I think I saw a post on Reddit about how all of your kill list things devolve to the faction leader, whoever it might be. So if you restore Lu Ji, then you can't get all the stuff that you've had that was on Lubu. Like how I was asking earlier in that campaign, why do we care about getting terror? And you were like, well, if Lu Bu's not the faction leader anymore, then whoever gets it would have terror. But so then you give all those benefits to him, so that would be like a disaster, right? You know, you just don't even. And they are burning it down. Yuan Shi has come of age. Hooray!
为了天下苍生，
马上攻击！拿起武器！
为天下苍生。
Like, isn't there already a Yuan Shi?
进攻！我们的智略更胜一筹。留着他们不过是浪费物资。此地正合我等计策。
杀呀！
快去！
Like, is Lady Wu trying to get on the water here? Because if we can just catch her.
沟通有误。
They're like balance of powering us away. Maybe we go to ambush here. Having totally free redeployment, though, is just so sick. Because, yeah, it costs, like, you know, 3,000 or 4,000 for the setup here. 4. But then, once you get that, like, we can move these around, and then it's just like 2k to throw a couple of captain retinues in, and, you know, and that's a 1,500 block for, like, our template army. 1,500 with basically the exact same cost to redeploy it as well, which is just so good. Ah, it's so good. And here it's gonna make us fight the battle. Oh, this was a not fully mustered army, probably, maybe. Anyway, we're just gonna give... You know, I wish if you clicked on the guy, it would bring up his retinue first. I'm like, no, we don't need to spin the terror there. We'll just get the unbreakable on them. Should have saved. Period of plus 80-90% mustering. Yeah, exactly. Like one turn, and they're at, if not exactly full, then like 90%, which is just like, it's so good. The only thing is, right, you get attached to your captain retinues, so you don't want to redeploy them. That's how they get you. Hey, we got Wisdom of the River here, though, so that's going to be a dramatically better block to fight with. And here, you know, we start the battle with some trebuchets. Here we go, a traditional battle. Well, by Yuan Shao standards. Yeah, because, you know, because that's really what the currency is. Because even if you can generate 500 in a turn, you know, if you need, like, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1,200 to really, really kit one out, you know, 1 it's better to, you know, and two, like, the swords of the Emperor, that's the captain retinue that rescued the Emperor. They're with Lu Ji now. Like, we can't get... What? Oh, they've got poison volley. Well, they only hit 2 units with it. I saw it happening, and I was like, oh, no, well, that's trouble. Well, if we can get him on our side, we will. The sabers are, of course, unbreakable. We should have them in stance. Man, we should have had them in stance. We should have had all these guys in a stance. It'll be fine. The withering archer fire is going to do what it says on the tin. It's going to wither them up. And then we're going to roll around the back with our cav and merrily feast on all of... Oh yeah, there we go. Because when... These are just G militia, so, you know, some of them got a little bit of armor on. It ain't gonna work against these crossbows. No, it is not. Of course, our infantry is going to run away. We're gonna pop a Wisdom of the River there. Oh wow, we took a really big loop there with the cav. Feels bad. That was another poison volley. You know, we didn't account for that, but, you know, hey, that's 2 of them, and he only really hit 1 unit with them. The strategist is going to pop in here. We're going to move in this way. We don't want to... Haha! We get him to charge right into the spears like a boss. What a real strategist we are. Do they both have poison volley? They do not. Gongsun Zan is a tempered deflection sentinel. I did check after the first one went off. I was like, oh, well, this could be different. Speaking of different, they're on the trebs. The trebs have mostly all worked, but, you know, we don't want to just let them get on him. Of course, the cav has acquitted itself admirably. Of course, this is in a square. And we're just gonna melt here because we need the cav to roll up this way. Oh wow, what happened there? I guess he got tired of getting beat down. Well, you know, it could happen to anyone. And there's that one last poison volley. It looked like it hit 2 of the... Yeah, 2 of them. Rough. But we'll just mop up all of them here. And with our unbreakable cavalry, I don't think he has any more poison volleys. If he does, he's going to hit all of us, and that'll really sting, but he doesn't. He doesn't. And there you have it. Unbreakable units, pretty good. Poison volley, really good. Niju coming in clutch. He had the Wisdom of the River. He ran away. That was some of the Wisdom of the River. Let's get back in here. Man, this dude does not want to fall down. He's not even got like juiced Sentinel stats, right? He's just like a guy by Sentinel standards. I mean, yeah. Level 5 silver weapon, yeah. I was just saying in terms of him not like taking damage, but I guess, you know, yellow cav. What are you gonna do, right? But he acquits himself admirably there. And we're gonna name him the general who gives tranquility to the north, mainly because I think that'll make him happy. Not like, not in game the satisfaction, you know, abstractly. I think that would please him as a title. You know, whether or not it's totally true. Right now, it feels pretty true to the Emperor. So he sent a letter, you know, and let him know that he was well pleased with his efforts. At least after the Endless Rebellions. Yeah, you know. Which, again, the people wanted the Emperor free. You know, that's really what it was all about. They just felt very strongly that what Dong Zhuo was doing was wrong. Or Dong Min at that point. And they wanted to help out. Wow, wow, wow. They are coming in. But Liu Yan, he is not at war with Lady Zhurong. So what is hurting him? Oh, they just ran out of supplies? Wow, they are all coming, aren't they? Yikes. Okay. Fa Zheng, you're going back. It's time to go back. I'll try to know. Yeah, you know, at least there's that. And quite heavily. Yeah, so all right, we're within. You can do an ambush here, but you have to. Well, we messed it up. You got to be outside of the range of the thing, and take it and sell it back to him. That'll make him. Ah, yes, very clever. But it's certainly time to upgrade her retinues a little more. They're going to be fighting up here for sure. Where is she? We're going to grab that white water, reasoning that in these big fights to come, we're going to want it. You know, if there are non-min abilities that are really, really nasty that do, you know, big debuffs to evasion and the like, you know, and if we could just keep them on the hill there, that'll be great. Unbreakable units, worst nightmare river rush action. Yeah. You know, they can't mess with your morale by flanking maneuvers or whatever, and so you especially with cavalry against non-men, yellow cav specifically very good because like the slingers don't match up well against it at all, even though they've got like a ton of ammo. And then, you know, the other roar type abilities aren't gonna do anything to you as well. But I guess the Ru can go do that.
示一下我们的激情。
And unbreakable units are like the dream of every player, right? Because once you have that, you're like, okay, now I can rely on them to stand there. Unbreakable infantry doesn't have to do damage, you know? And here we get unbreakable, like, shielded armored infantry. That's a lot different than, like, a zombie or a flagellant, right? You're talking through Civil War? Yeah, because I was like, what? Who's that flag? But, yep. You know, the artist formerly known as, you know, his wife or something, you know, whoever got that relationship, you know, in the bag for him, you know, they didn't exactly do perfect by the Prince of Qin. You know, they didn't ally with the Emperor. Wife most likely. That's what I was thinking.
离我掌握天下又近了一步。这帮人没什么用处。怒吼吧！
立马出击！
杀！协力出击！
Oh, they've got siege weapons as well. How should they like you or otherwise? If they don't hate you, you can spin as loyalists. We'll look at it, yeah. We might be able to tell that silly story. We do have to remember that she has a heal, so we need to deal with her before we deal with other things. Oh yeah, look at that. Their Treb can't handle our Treb fire due to the night battle and the flaming shot round, and now it's like, oh, but you know, maybe they're gonna pull back together. But wonderful stuff so far. Zhang He, of course, gives geographic mastery to the whole map, so we can just freely go through the trees and have a party. Alright, we're not gonna get to the Treb in time. Nope. We're gonna light this oil though, that'll be fun. Okay, they don't have spears here. We're gonna charge right in. Lady Feng's the one we want, yeah. And Yananyang, cause like, but yeah, this. Because she's the one who gives the safe haven buff. Alright, we're tied up a little bit there. We just need to get here on these crossbows. We don't want them. I'm like, so we cunningly have set up a map in which our whole army is not engaged. Well, let's do something about that. Okay. You know, we thought we were going to make them come to us. Oh, we did. Okay, here we go. I just mistook how long the phases were going to take. Zheng He, of course, is just having a total party in here. He doesn't fear any of these guys. He's really trying to get this trebuchet down, though. I bet the towers are doing better against their siege weapons than they are against me. I hope that's true. Oh, right. Our whole cavalry is fighting everything over here. That's real bad. I mean, it's fine. It's fine because it doesn't matter that all of this is stupid because our army vastly outclasses theirs and it's 1v1. But it's not good. It's not good play. It's merely fine. Because as soon as our crossbows roll in, right, yeah, there we go. That's all we needed. We just needed the lines to meet. We should have just advanced and stopped trying to be so cute all the time. But there we go, getting rid of... Charge the foe! Exactly. It's like, well, you know, he says advance. Our forces made contact with the French, so naturally I gave the order to advance. That's my style, sir. Right, because the huge part of their army that got distracted with me getting distracted is there. Oh yeah, we should have lit these oil puddles on fire. She's doing it right now. Get out of there. We're just going to keep getting shot up by the towers. That's what's hot on the streets right now. Yeah, the cavalry captain's off doing his thing, you know. He's just having a time. We're just getting freely shot up by towers because my brain turns off after 1.5 minutes in a battle. I'm just like, all right, run at them. We'll be fine. Hope we heard him enough on the intro. Because, like, man, they're not dropping, right? They are not going down. That's right, because she's got the personal bodyguard ability, and then they, Man, it's craziness. It's real good. It's real good. Because you get that with a full army of crossbows. You just sit there like, oh, they're not fatigued. They're healing gradually. Are you going to come in and get them?
Ha! 敌军士兵正在溃逃。 我等心怀忠贞，才有此胜。现在来尽情庆贺吧！对他们严加处罚，恐怕颇为不易。放了吧！深谋远虑。
Sort it out, and we can move
一往无前。
there soon. Zhu Chu? Zhu Chu, you're fighting for Liu Biao? Now that would be a fight. Yeah, we gave him a bow and didn't use it. That bow would have really come in handy in that fight.
之时需屏气凝神。
Alright, so Miao does have the industrial exploitation one, which we use here. Surplus markets, that's a different one. Was that my girl? Yeah, baby. Alright, so now, Zheng Xiong, successful girl. Who's the third one we need? I guess we could just do a captain retinue, right? Yeah, captain retinue with all the trimmings. All right. Where do we recruit them? Here? Guess we could do a Lancer one. Yeah, because we're gonna have more infantry in this block than normal anyway. So we just go to red here. They're gonna be unbreakable, and then yeah, that'll be the way to go. Well, they'll be unbreakable once we can pay for it. Like, do we take the Emperor's horse? No. That's for somebody more special. Not that Zheng Zheng's not very special. She is the most special. But oh yeah, when we get to throw this tantrum on her, that's what it's all going to be about. The Bandit Queen just straight getting yelled at over and over and over again. But yeah, I'm like, you know, we need... Oh! Because we had to reload that time, Chun Yu Cheong didn't fall to winter, and he's still with our faction. What joyous day. We're gonna name Gao Shun the Minister of Coach. He has served us well. And other members of the Yuan clan will be moved into positions of happiness and reputation, since they've been doing such a good job fighting. Not you. Alright, you know, we've been spending a lot of money upgrading things. Hopefully that'll pay off a bit. We're going to be taking more lands anyway, soon enough. Do we want to? Yeah, we lost the trade agreement with Cao Cao, that's right. We canceled it. That means we should have another one. Nope, we have already... Oh, we got it with Shiji. That's right. Wu doesn't want to abdicate. Nobody wants to confederate. Well, Kong Rong's not super far away from wanting to.
吾等耐性有限。
You know, it's like, it's messy, but it's the good kind of messy, because this is all working out. And Wu, I think Wu's poor. Yeah, they don't have food at least. And I have so much food. Speaking of, do any of my vassals need any?
那就快一点吧。
We'll just give him like one, because I guess, you know.
有话快说。
Give him enough food to make him feel good about things. After all, aren't we a generous emperor? We just give it to him until the deal, you know, until he gets enough. Alright. Now everyone has enough food. Joyous day. What wise leadership. What a champion this emperor is, you know, what a man of the people. I mean, he isn't. The son of heaven, you know. He still cares about us, though, and that's what matters. I mean, not us, you know. The people broadly. It's like Dostoevsky says, you know, like he finds the more he cares for his fellow man as a whole, the less he cares for them individually. And that's what the Emperor is feeling. Man, I'm so glad we got Zhengxiang, you know, little by little, we just get the same characters every time. No. I mean, this is late in the campaign. This is turn 95. It's nice to get a pickup. You know, they're not going to be a... No one's going to be a centerpiece at this point, right? Oh, a night battle.
此刻不宜激流勇进。
All right, so we don't have Unbreakable on the Sword Captain. We've got this whole army that's going to reinforce. Oh, this will be a big one. Sion's inside with the trebuchets and the Vanguard crossbows. Yeah, you know, this will... I should have saved. Oh my goodness, I should have saved. Well, this is over the end turn, so it'll be okay if it does crash. We'll try to remember to save whatever happens from here. Alright, so reinforcements coming from there and there. An absolute ton of people already inside. We just need to make sure she's here, because she can give, you know, fatigue back to us. There's a lot that we can get there. Alright, one treb here. And then one treb here. We don't want it to be both on one side, I don't think. Alright, do we have anyone who can adopt an advanced formation? Yes. Because if we've got shield wall on these Unbreakable dudes, then we can stop them from running in behind them. Alright, their cav are here and here. We'll just put caltrops here and here and hope that that'll make them go somewhere else. Internal towers to fall back to potentially. Alright, let's get to it. Flaming shot for the morale. And we've got our flanking forces here on them. Of course, the bulk of their forces are going to be on this side, but if we can... we need to get her inside. Because this army is actually probably not gonna... Actually, we need to hold her here, don't we? If they pick off the reinforcements before trying to go inside, that'll be, you know, smart. Alright, get these guys on the Protectors of Heaven. Alright, fortunately here, they're in the range of these towers, so if any of them are just getting shot by towers for a while, I feel fine. Because it's not a lot of cav, right? It's some cav, but not like an absolute ton of cav. And if they can't get in, that won't matter. Because we can just clog up the front when they attack with other cav and then still get plenty of shots off. This is super funny. They're just like, they're trying to posture, but, you know, what's really happening is they're getting eaten up by towers. It's like I'm doing the enemy's fighting, you know. This is the sort of dumb thing I would do. Nah, they're playing a little smarter than all that. Alright, here we go. Do they have fire arrows? They do. So these towers aren't going to last too long, but, you know. We'll see how pleased they feel with themselves in the long run. Because these towers will still shoot a lot of them as they come in. We need to rotate here, 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 here. The longer they spend with these armies not engaging, the happier we are, right? We can let the towers bust them up all day. That one tower's already got 25 of their cavalry in a unit, so 15 kills on that. And, you know, once we run out of trebuchet ammo here, we can just retreat with these trebs and then get more crossbows back on the field. And if they go just a little bit further, we're going to be able to come in with our crossbows and attack them right as they try to move in. Alright. Fortunately, the infantry captain is both unbreakable and has a 90% missile block chance, so we're just going to be feeling pretty happy about all that. We're getting shot some on our crossbows now, but of course we can accept fire much better than they can. This is such a huge army. But hey, even if we lose it, maybe we still won't lose. No, we need to go over here to help. Alright, we're just going to... Can we not withdraw from the battlefield? Really? Oh, because it's like... Because we can't. Well, that is really annoying, because we're a reinforcing army and retreat's not possible, blah, blah, blah. Well, the result is that... So they come in here. The Defenders of Earth will, however, be good at dealing with our shield-walled troops. However, if they can't get in, we won't have to know. Alright, they're getting in now. But it looks like they're trying to burn our stuff down, so, you know, good for them. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious, they are... Alright, we need to try to get her inside, but how? Alright, good news. We can deal with this one and then take all of these forces to reinforce over here. Oh, no, Lady Wu's inside. That is real bad. We don't have any solution for that. And we know she's got all the good stuff, right? She's got the sword. She's got it all. Like, maybe she can charge in here. Yeah, it works. We're gonna go in through our own caltrops to make it in. Hey, but we get in. Oh, good. No, no, no. Get out of there. Get out of there. She's getting so trucked on. And everyone, oh my goodness, it's a shambles. You know, it's almost like they brought two armies, and yeah, this whole army doesn't work because it's not here. That's the danger of reinforcements, right? They don't come onto the battlefield, and yeah, well, terrible, terrible play. And these reinforcements just like barely doing anything. Hey, you know, yeah, they're coming in from this side. Yeah, not enough unbreakable troops, right? Not enough. Not enough. Man. Terrible. Everybody in the garrison kept these reinforcements from being able to come on, and these people can't flee from the battlefield, so I can't get better reinforcements than these trebs. All in all, a pretty rough mechanical answer to my dreams. I thought things were going to go well. They aren't. They can't go well. It's all torn. They're already inside. We have no answers to anything. A harrowing defeat. I mean, not really. We'll get over it. Hopefully they won't execute Xian. I like her. She's not important. Nobody is important. Only the Emperor is important. But yeah, they just, you know, they're all inside. And the fact that we have theoretically 2,000 guys out there, it's like what the computer does to me, right? Nothing except your first army ever gets to fight. That's total war. Only the guys that come out at the beginning of a fight ever are going to be on a fight. So, really, it's my fault for forgetting that. A thing that I definitely knew. We got Unbreakable Archer Militia in there. Hey! The cavalry's here! I guess enough units got beat down that we can actually get some reinforcements. Well, this is going to be heroic if we end up being able to pull it off. Don't see how we could. Xian's trucked on. This strategist is in the middle of getting away. Yeah, you know, good for them. She has 1,000 hit points. Of course, that doesn't mean anybody's ever going to be able to kill her. And this army, which I very much needed out here, is not going to show up until all the fighting is done, basically. A disaster. But you know, that's reinforcements, right? What are you gonna do? Lose the game? Yep. She has 300 hit points and we can't kill her. It is a minor settlement though, so I think they have to keep on fighting us. You know, with that in mind, maybe we should set up position outside of the walls here. When we just run the trebuchets into combat, this will make them leave, and maybe we can get some more troops. But maybe we've gotten about all of them. We still got a lot of ammo in our crossbows. You know, we might be able to pull this out, actually. Because they have a huge army, but, you know, what good is it anymore? They're slowed down. They've lost Lady Wu, who's probably the best of the fighters that they had. Yeah. Cheng Pu's very beat up. There's caltrops in this one, which I set there, thinking, oh, we won't care. No. They're gone. This one, all of those are gone. All right. Alright, and now it's reverse choke point time. As they try to pour out of the choke points into me. Realizing that they're just as good, only, you know, they won't have the towers. So, not nearly as good for me as it was for them. Still got another couple of handfuls of bullets left in the old crossbow gun. Taking care of most of what remains of the cav here. Alright, G Militia there. You know, it was looking rough at the start, but now that this army's here, I think we'll be okay. Because as they stream their infantry out, you know, all we've got to do is make a couple good charges here and there to break them, hopefully. Oh no, she ran right into him. Were these guys braced? How could they have been braced? They were in contact. But we need her to stay on the battlefield. Hopefully she'll be back later. Alright, so now... time to get the crossbows engaged in the fight. Wow, and he just dumpsters them with what? Oh, just good abilities. Okay. He is gonna roll over everybody. I don't think we have an answer to him. These G Militia are fighting forever against, like, a lot of guys. Just a lot of them. Those crossbows go in and charge, you know... But yeah, we run in there, and we just can't... Yeah, we can't... We can't deal with him. He's too strong. But maybe if we just get spears on him, they can get him down, you know. Just a lot of these northern spears, and maybe they'll be able to get him. These archers still have quite a bit of arrows left in them, so we're just going to get shooting on these G Militia, see if they can work that out. At least he doesn't have Roar. You know, he doesn't have Roar and he doesn't have Flames of the Phoenix, so it's not as bad as it could be. This unit comes back while we're chasing them and then deletes the unit of cavalry that jumped on him. Wow. Just wow. We're gonna charge here on Hongai and hopefully be able to beat him down. Wow, he's just, yeah, they're just totally deleting my my spears here. How do we? Ay, ay, ay. I mean, I guess we just lose, right? It's fine. God. You know, this is what we get for not having good retinues. You know, if both of the retinues have been proper, we've been fine. Just make him run. Just make him run. What a massive headache he has been all game. Because it's like we don't even want to fight him. Like, what? How is he even still up? I fed him 200 dudes. I fed him 500 guys. And he doesn't even have any good abilities for this. He's just brawling. He's just having a time. And we're about to lose now. Hey, you know, it was hard fought. It was certainly hard fought. But, you know, I can't go running around thinking that every captain retinue is good when I don't even spend, you know, the points to upgrade them. Well, we barely dent them, right? I was like, we did well. We didn't. We barely dented them.
祝君好运。算了，继续吧。
At least here, the auto-resolve favors us in this fight. It just goes to show how bad territorial spearmen are.
放他们回家去吧。
She gets killed in battle. Sion lives through it, and that means it's fine. Alright, so they... Well, at least they got beat up so badly that they're not, like, thrilled about what happened to them. Right? And they can't afford these battles the way I can. You know, it'll take them a little while to recover from that, maybe. Maybe.
万民之声不可小觑，都是为各自信念而战罢了。谨遵命令。为了天下苍生。
I think this is the end of Dao Ying. Slow stab there. Boom, boom, boom.
敌无良谋，须臾可破。看压他们，只能消耗我军辎重。
There we go.
一统天下。
杀！释放怒火吧！
战
We'll
争还
have
没有
him
结束。
stuck in the trees there.
此城归我军所有了。
正在行军，
向世人宣告我军大业。
Like, wasn't Zuchu's army around? Maybe he's in ambush. Yeah.
进攻！
Oh, there it is.
心怀怒火，奋勇杀敌，养兵千日，用兵一时。向前进军，拿起武器。 设宴摆席，欢呼庆祝吧！还是有些用处的。出其不意
Ambush there.
心有所欲，因而导之。
准备作战。
The old minister of the guards out here. After all, he's just one level away from poison volley.
百姓会于此地，但建设不能懈怠。
暂且容我独处一时。
And if that dissuades them from attacking for like one turn, then we'll be able to roll them up.
一往无前，
Oh, that's right. We were supposed to
原
pop
地抗
that.
议。
Well, successful girl can go and do it. Yeah.
开战！
协力出击！
三思而后行。
至柔如水，
And Sion is ready for
浪，
deployment
充
once
实
more.
巨
You know, you
人。
can't keep a good dog down.
平定天下， 智取胜于强攻。 不露声色。
Because while that might have looked good for Wu, I mean, look at them now. Are they going to go home right after this? Maybe. We busted them up pretty good. And their replenishment isn't good like mine. Their replenishment is 20%. It doesn't go to like 40 like mine. So, you know. Maybe that defense was okay.
击垮敌军，拿起武器。
We're just going to like go across the river because if they're somewhere else, then
则可避其锋芒。攻占此城，正合我计。
well, maybe not. Maybe going across the river would be a little tricky.
"平息战乱。
It's like, I guess, just getting another strategist in the block. It's good. Because I do...
太阳
Oh,
照
she
耀
can't
之
even
下
get... She's not
万
level
物
3.
始生。若掉以轻心，则万物俱焚。
Well, then she just gets regular crossbows to go along. Like a peasant. Hey, it's about sending a message, right? And that message is that we can get more armies. You may run out of bullets, but we're not going to run out of armies. No, we don't need more seasonal.
正在行进。
正在行进。且等敌人
前进。告诉众人，快点！
势如流水。
Yeah, Wu's about to find out how many armies I had doing something else, but I got time now. Now we're about to have some time to deal with these foes. These so-called enemies, if they could even be given such a lofty distinction. Nanmen, yeah, I think Zhurong just, yeah. Zhurong ran out of supplies so hard that she went home. And this army might as well. Of course, Ma Teng is now back and ready to fight again. Of course, he also is so poor that he can't afford Chung hunters, so that's good. Speaking of poor, is Liu Bei bankrupt?
欢迎。
Yes, he's totally out of money. Well, make some money, buddy. And Zuchu walks right into the ambush. One of the classic blunders. Here with the flames of night in front of them. And of course, this retinue is not even totally juiced because, you know, he's been slumming it. But he'll make everybody better. He's given us that speed, morale, melee evasion buff. Very good indeed. Yeah, like, I bet he does want a duel. So we split their forces in half. Zuchu and Huangzhong are like trying to figure out what's going on, you know. They are trying to adjust their minds to this ambush. Do I tumble from my horse? I do. I run into spears that I swore weren't braced, but they were, though. But hey, Yuan Shao lays the beat down. And we'll have more reinforcements coming in soon. Not sure where Zhu Chu is, and that's good, you know, let him Let him keep on doing what he's doing, far away from us. Oh, we do have Whitewater, actually. It's not on right now, but we do have it. Oh, never mind. We do have terror on this one. Well, then that's alright then. I'm like, this is a medium juice retinue if we've got terror in it. That'll get you most of where you want to be. Oh yeah, and of course he has Distant Courage for the buff, which I always forget about, but yeah. Giving us, you know, 130... Yeah, with the various morale buffs, these Vanguard Spirits who are not unbreakable become more than unbreakable. 120 morale. And now we're shooting all of our arrows into the old man Hong here. We need to get Whitewater online. Oh, they're trying to escape. That's what's going on. But they haven't appreciated yet that there is no escape. There's only this. And now the reinforcing army is here. You know, they took too long. Yuan Shao running around safely on foot, getting it done. Going from inspiring people to not inspiring them. And they're like, wait, why do I feel so... Oh, no, he's fighting again. He's supposed to command. And Zuchu is busy trying to escape with his skin intact. And he's not even fighting. This is not how it went whenever I was playing my Zhengxiang campaign and tried to ambush him. But I like Zuchu and yeah, the generals are shamefully hiding in the trees and allowing their army to crumble around them while they slink safely away. Yuan Shao would never. He might.
秩序井然，则四海可定。
这帮人没什么用处，实在想不出要他们有何用。
He walks in the ambush and moves closer to this ambush. I'm like, you know, Successful Girl needs to move to the river. That will be the story of Successful Girl. Like Lady Wu is trying to get on the water again. Well, maybe we can make something of that. Because look, the faction that gets to sit on their side of the river, they're the happy ones, right? They're the ones who are achieving their goals. Oh yeah, their army's beat up. They're probably trying to leave. We can just take this. And then they won't even be able to heal, I don't think, because this will give me control of the river. Here, go to ambush, see if maybe, you know, we're just seeing if we can catch them, right? Because if we can get them to cross the river into us, then we'll be very pleased indeed. We're gonna continue with Liu Yongpei's army up in that direction. this army ambush, so Liu Biao tries to escape
开战！
by marching in this direction, not knowing that we have an army perfectly placed to mop them up. Zuchu, will you join us?
则可避其锋芒。
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it's all coming together, baby.
平定天下，
Of course, Zuchu is amazing. We could just take his mace and give it to somebody, but we'll likely throw him into a grouping somewhere.
敌无良谋，须臾可破。
Of course, the later in a campaign you get all of your cool guys, the better, because otherwise, look, if you get all your favorite people at the start, what's the point of playing a different faction, right? Right. So you need to make yourself pay a little bit. You know, you gotta.
烈火燎原。
Because Liu Biao here now has,
乱军终于得以
in the last turn, had an absolute devastation of his armies, composed of a lot of guys, and now that's 3 or 4 whole armies put into the trash can.
一匡之下
Zuchu gets a event where he takes his shirt off to hit people again. You know, you just get those.
设宴摆席，欢呼庆祝吧！快滚回去吧！
大道如光，开明之治。 血脉赋予我权力。
Heyo, and there's the poison volley. Yeah.
祝你好运。
正在行进，协力出击。
And then we'll be able to roll in with Yuan Shao and destroy the capital of Yuan Shu, his estranged
今日此战
jerk
乃是
brother,
大义之胜，
half brother, guy.
这是我们应得的。
Nobody likes Yuan Shu.
枯叶虽落，必能重生。向前进军！
拉弓之时需屏气凝神。正在行进。
Move here. They might move forward anyway and take it. And if we do, we just go in,
深思熟虑。
take it back. Alright, let's get some of his retinues a little improved. A little improved. Gives him unbreakable and then throws a terror into the army. Just a little improved. A little, you know, a smidge. You know, a little taster of an improvement. Nothing too fancy.
永不退缩。
你要怎样？
Well, we've got a couple more turns to do it. Well, we'll just show up next turn and crack them.
更进一步。
恕我拒绝。
Cao Cao has betrayed the crown. I like how everybody hangs out here to, what, like, soak up my military supplies? Like, what are you guys doing? And we're just like chasing him into the mountains. Yeah, you know, we'll leave him there. We're just gonna keep on rolling this way. Like, do we just to thicken up the army a little bit. This Emperor's seat is, of course, very safe there. We don't have enough money to build too much. We'll build this. Our revenue is almost non-existent, but we've got so many armies. We don't have to have all of them. You know, we could drop a few here and there. Because, yeah, we've just been churning armies here, but... some nice post-battle loot will sort us out well, and that's perfect, right? Because we put that army there in ambush to try to get them to come across the river, and we did. And once they come across the river, right, they can't get back across. What, like, most they can do is maybe march into the river. And hopefully we'll make a few thousand on post-battle, on post-turn things for the post-battle loot. Alright, so here, this would make a lot of people happy, but... yeah, so this is they're a vassal of Wu, so there can be no acceptance of a peace. All they can do is break the vassalage bond, and then we shall have peace. Mulu gets popped. Oh yeah, and now Shamoka's taken some attrition. He's got Yang Feng with him. Of course, Shamoka has his Mountain Sunder Mace. Man, is it ever good. But, you know, we can just mock him and run away, right? We can mock him, run away, tie him up with unbreakable dudes, hit him with that old good white water. Speaking of that old good white water, does he have it here? Can't get it yet. Well, maybe we'll get it before the end here. Oh, are we trespassing? I'm sorry, buddy. Cao Cao, who shamefully left the arms of the Emperor, for which there can be, depending on who you are, some forgiveness. But Cao Cao, that's like one of Yuan Shao's relatives. There's no reason for him to be acting so disrespectfully. But we get a whole bunch of new strategists, you know, to increase to our costs. You know, our salary isn't that much. It's only 7,000. And Yantan shakes off someone who would have attacked them. But now we take the capital of Yuan Shao, who in this timeline doesn't pair up with Wu, but instead with Liu Biao. But, you know, We'll let him see how smart that is. This is a 10% replenishment blacksmith. That must have been from like a yellow turban.
这种事岂能由我来做？
威武不屈。
真是浪费时间。
So they can't even... Oh, because they're in the Civil War. So if we get rid of Liu Biao...
有必要吗？
If we get rid of Liu Biao, then maybe we can figure out if this person likes us or not.
真是浪费。
She hates us already, though, so maybe we'll just roll over them, too.
正在行进。
大道如一。不可能这样做。
准备远征。
快去！缜密谋划，方可取胜。攻占此城，正合我
More
计。
farmland, making money, making money. The post-battle loot is real good, because, like, you know, you want to spend... If you're me, you always want to spend all your money all the time. Ah, and then he tries to march to get over here. Not going to be able to get away, of course. And there, another expensive failure for Wu, because all the money I spend goes into buildings that may or may not pay off, or into armies that probably will pay off. Because all they have to do is win one fight a turn, and then they pay for themselves. Speaking of paying for themselves. Like, do we go get the Vanguard Spirit? I think just Protectors of Heaven is more advantageous in this, guys. Because, well, I mean, you get 16 shots here, you get 8 shots here. They're a lot better at fighting. More, I mean, yeah, I mean, why, yeah. Why be too cute about it? We've got the hammer. We've got the anvil and the hammer. Well, maybe a couple more crossbows wouldn't go amiss. And these guys are such better fighters, and the auto resolve will favor us, I bet. But we're gonna get on the river and we're gonna try to take Jindu here, right? We're going to.
扬帆起航，进港，整装待发。
We're gonna try to roll right up on it.
杀！
On the idea that we know where a lot of their armies are, and that they probably can't do anything about it.
保存体力。为了天下大业。
定国安民。
We should have taken the river. Oh, well, we'll just walk across the land. Oh, Cao Cao trying to
向前进军。
be adorable. He'll find soon enough that he cannot escape.
淹没他们。
And we'll get him between a rock and a hard place here. He will get caught. We are not letting that old schemer get away up into the undefended belly of the Empire. Man, this place is making the money, isn't it?
Wu 之妙计，算无一策。快去！
Our treasure got totally wiped out.
林木繁茂，誓言权柄，实贵不可言也。
Like, I didn't even... there must have been some assignment that stopped. Probably like a filial and incorrupt. They're like a swing that big, I think, is only explained by a massive increase in corruption. Oh yeah, we've got 5 assignments here, so... There, and then we got this commerce industry one. Get the Emperor out collecting taxes. So we are at least building some tax buildings in places that didn't have them, and that'll help. A little bit. It'll help some. Oh, because this place got damaged, and that's where the big thing happened in. Well, maybe we'll get a little more money before it's all said and done. Yeah, we have 14 in the tank. Well,
平定天下。
I could just drop this army. Yeah.
有何吩咐？
It does make it quicker to get rid of the whole thing when you drop the whole retinue. You know, that might have been a good retinue, but hey, what are you gonna do? Keep paying for it? I'm not. Who's got a level? I'm gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Ah, the restored Han. Beautiful, is it not? Truly. A gathering of masterful fighters, wise advisors, people with horses, people without horses, and everyone in between. Alright, is that the end of the turn? I think so. Yeah, a lot of problems dealt with. Still a few remaining, but that is, you know, neither here nor there. I don't know how much land Cao Cao has. It can't be that much, but it's still enough to be annoying. It's so funny that the Han Empire... Oh, they're just, like, free-floating now. Even though they're, like, the Han Empire. Hong Fusong still alive. That's right. There's someone's vassal. If someone's somebody's vassal, then there's no point. Alright, we're down to -32 there with them. So that's good. We've been laying the beat down on them. Their coalition, you know, they've got some stuff going on, but we're gonna imagine it's not gonna work too well for them. Liu Bei, this person is related to me. Stop it. We need to find a wife for the Emperor. The Emperor needs to find a wife so that people will stop trying to inappropriately marry people to them. I think the northern retinues are resistant to fatigue. That's one of their things. Cool. Well, it says we're gonna lose this. We're not. We're gonna lose this. Yeah, like, we got a roar. We're fine. So they don't have cav at all, and that means that we'll be just okay. Towers could have been in better spots, but that's okay. So we've got roar as well. They've got big morale bonuses, probably because... Oh, encourage and then difficulty. I'm like, why are they so good at fighting? I mean, they aren't. Which will prove now. We're gonna textbook it. We're just gonna run right into the middle. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the double envelopment. I mean, we're not using, like, skirmish cav to do it, so it's not, you know, it's not a classic Numidian sort of flare. But, yeah, just a crunch here. Beautiful. And they said we were gonna lose this on the auto. Get out of town. Never had me and never had your car.
Your 军正在遭受攻击。
So we're just trying to keep the cav in motion more than I normally do, you know, trying to play right. You just need to make sure they're not braced, and then you charge in, and here we'll hit this roar and hopefully break the hole. Nope, we went too fast and too furiously in. There we go. There's the roar. And accordingly now, a total crumpling of the zones. This is like a modern car, you know. It gets rid of the force by distributing it through, you know, the substance of the vehicle rather than the occupants. And so the army flakes away and runs, but the individuals within will be able to live another day. And that's the morale analogy to engineering for you. An unbreakable car, after all, will still have a breakable human inside. So too does an unbreakable army. Or something. You know, the Saber Cav are very tanky, but maybe the Lancer Cav would be a better thing just because of the shootiness or the punchiness of it, but you know, this is sort of like an army that we just give everybody, whether or not they have a principal thing. This is like a vanguard who's got no retinue of his own running around with like wet noodle cavalry, but it still works. And that's the important thing. Or it nearly works. Like, how are we still fighting? I swear I thought this fight was already done. Probably a lot of the fact that the morale damage is in the form of roars.
敌军四散而逃，到底是无胆鼠辈。
But they're only going to be able to run away a couple more times, right? Please say that's true. I figure they should army loss right here. There we go. A clean little defense. An army of things that want to hold still and nothing for the punch except the leader, who's really just a morale beatdown and not even like an AoE thing. But hey, it works.
快去！
And importantly, that'll give us a nice easy auto on the gate. At the turn, Kingdom of Wu embrace Gongsun Zan into their empire. Well, a little late for that. Ma Teng falls and Ma Chao rules. Hong Fu Song, who I was just talking about how long he'd lived, now has fallen. Peasantry income. This is going to give us a ton of money. And we're just going to get big population and growth there. Boom, and now we're at 11k because of the massive swing when our peasantry income happens, right? Like, yeah, good stuff. That combined with population growth will give us a big, big war chest to stick on for a little bit. As we make more forges, yeah. Alright, the Taiyuan needs to be repaired. Oh, we're too broke right now, though. Well, maybe with some Yellow Turban rebellions happening, we can get the affection of our friends higher by popping them down, right? We need to fight them and the Nanmen.
一统天下，一统天下。
Stay there, hope that we can push them in. Yeah, because these fools, yeah, the Nanmen have to go so far from their lands up here. It's a long walk. And accordingly, it looks close, but it's a long walk through the mountains and the forests and all. You know, they don't make it too easy. And accordingly,
不贪享乐，讨平逆贼，服天下。
they often run out of military supplies before they can show up for the fight, which, you know, shame, right? That's just awful.
尽情厮杀，
I really hate that for them.
设宴摆席，欢呼庆祝吧！此城归我军所有了。那就快点吧。
有必要吗？
Because if we support the vassal independence, can we make it break? No, I don't think so. Okay, because this empire, not everything in it's a vassal. And Cao Cao, yeah, I'm like, but... we could just offer them some stuff to leave, but I think... yeah, we'll just wait. Maybe it'll fragment on its own, right?
开战！
So we're gonna, in just a season or two, we're going to roll through the rest of this that's the borders that isn't like over in Shu and Shandong and all that, which are real nightmares to get through, but...
心如利刃。 快去！
we have so many armies everywhere that, you know, it's a foregone conclusion, but it's all about how you tell the story, right? It's not about whether you win at this point.
吾等需要精锐良将。
Our play in the first long time, you know, secured our victory, and now we get to bask in the joy of having a bunch of really fair
不
fights.
断前行，立马出击。
Boom. She gets on, and then we're going to be able to... Up there, we need to improve successful girls' retinue here. Unbreakable, Replen, and Whitewater. That'll be the most important cool things for them. You know, that'll let them have a very nice, you know, engagement here for this, like, which essentially is like a duelist army that can duel anyone. Because, you know, they won't have abilities. We'll have Tantrum thrown in, and then, you know,
莫要急躁，
all the other good stuff. And Lady Wu is going to get caught out on the water
拿出
here,
武器。
where she can't run. We're gonna grab her at night.
下之于地，上参于天。他们受的苦也够多了。
击垮敌军。
为了天下苍生，
And we catch her again, which will let us roll up the whole
不可
army.
小觑。放他们回家去吧。
And we'll have to, you know, be taking the wind out of her sails. Quite a bit. Alright, let's go ahead and save. That hiccup worried me. You know, you gotta save on these big long turns. Oh, did Cao Cao give me lower movement for my whole
晚
faction?
风预设，则屏息凝神。
It looks like none of my people can move very far, right? No, some of them can.
开战！
Like, how did he get away? How he didn't, though. We caught up with him. No, you can flee on water. Wow. Well, at least, you know, at least he's running, and that'll embarrass him.
一往无前。
让他们尝尝怒火，浪费时间。
But we're just gonna go ahead and take Giant Bane for her. You know, she'll lose Unbreakable, but she'll get Giant Bane, and I think that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm like, no, we'll take the Emperor will send his horse and his favor to Lu Ji, daughter of the dragon, who also will get coiled dragon.
主公召我，
Such is the favor of the Emperor. Now, I don't feel like doing this, so we're going to continue the siege. They'll probably sally out, in which case we will beat the absolute brakes off of them.
大杀四方吧！
Because the Swords of the Emperor have, like, everything that matters, right? Yeah, they've got every upgrade that matters. They are, like, a lower level block, but, you know, they're very proud, very elite. Within that, and we'll never get rid of that retinue, right? They're too proud and important.
养兵千日，用兵一时。
And we're just gonna pop the Civil War faction here because they have, you know, they don't like me. So what are you gonna do?
终于得以平息。此诚甚善。
If they don't want to work for me, I'm literally the Han Emperor, right? So like, if they don't want to work for me, like, I'm the Emperor. That's my job description. So they're gonna need to do that. Making tons of money feels good. Man, that was a really expensive hit we took, huh? Okay, the farm can wait. Yeah, they used a move on our commandery that probably did like 10k in damage, which, you know, we can make back in a turn, but these armies ain't free. They're just deeply discounted. Peasantry income, that would give us a lot again.
Sha! 缜密谋划，方可取胜。正用得上此城。
And all of a sudden, you know, in a season or two, we went from, hey, what's going on with our borders, to, oh, all the enemies are in this direction. Over there. Well, sure, Gongsun Zan's still getting rolled up, but I'm confident that with a little bit more time, we won't have to see his name ever again. Mamadi, the perpetually in the recruiting pool. That's what they call him. Mamadi the Recruitable. Now we're talking. They think they want to brawl. They do not. Lugisian. They do not want to brawl. They are mistaken about their desire for the brawling.
绝不会退缩。
今日，尽你我之力，同得一喜。
And she... Alright, she's got Wisdom of the River and a huge ability to reduce fatigue. So that's good. Luigi, of course, has her white horse and everything that goes with it. Yeah, so they are hiding all the way in the back. You know, pretty good for people who attacked me. But I guess we'll just wait a little bit. I mean, we can push through the clearing. We can push through the clearing. And what? Crash the computer? I think we're crashing. Weird. Yeah, we'll just leave our towers behind. We'll just, we'll just do this real messy, right? We'll just do this real messy. Look, we're trying to have a fight, right? Luigi doesn't want to be too cute here. Let's brawl. Anybody want to scrap? Anybody want to fight my girl? Anybody feel brave? Anybody want to brawl? Nope. Cowards. Smart. Cowards, though. Alright, and now we've got a blob fight here. I mean, it's not a good blob fight because it's our cav against, you know, So, but Lu Ji is locked into combat, so we're just gonna let her sit here. I don't even know if she's still got her horse. Yeah, she's still got it. We're good. Try to get in here and here. But you know, our archers are working. Mainly working. And Lu Ji's forces, her splash abilities, her attacks, are really just laying the absolute beat down. Alright, we need to get our strategist into somewhere safer, because this dude is fighting. Does he want to duel? Oh yeah, they want to duel. Let's go. Yeah, let's start dueling. They want to brawl, and you know my girl Lu Ji has been waiting for them to say yes all year. Oh, she took a tumble. Oh, she charged into the spears. Well, that's not great. Fan Chou, who we have used many times in the past. In our Kongrong campaign, I believe he was like our dude right at the beginning, and we rocked him out the whole time. Alright, we need to get our crossbows uncompromised. You know, we haven't really gotten any work out of them. They've just been getting beat on the whole time. If we just put them into melee, they'd probably be doing better. But I think now... Yeah, wow. Huh, someone else wants to duel? Very well, I accept. My girl, Lu Ji. Just making everybody proud, making the Emperor proud, making her father proud, making me so proud. No one in the world likes Lu Ji more than me. And she is just making it happen. Oh, they were oath-sworn. Interesting. Well, I guess not that interesting. They would have been in Gongsun Zan's faction, because this is Gongsun Zan's wife. But it's Lu Ji's wife now. You know, it's a shambles. They had a lot more troops on the battlefield than we did, and we didn't really, you know, we could have waited for them to come to us and that would have helped, but I wanted to push forward, and it worked. And I wanted to get into fights with Lu Ji, and it worked. Oh, we lost our horse. You know, I gotta quit going headlong into spears. Just because they're in a fight doesn't mean the back ranks can't still get you. You know, you gotta be more clever than all that. I mean, you don't. We still win. And this is what we wanted. We wanted them to sally out. I just hope to be doing better. Of course, the more trees there are, the better for the opponent, because you, as the player, are probably going to be leveraging ranged strength or cavalry. And trees sort of help with both of those. Of course, we had a fine deployment zone, and then we botched it by getting impatient. It's okay. Now, at this point, we still have a ton of ammo, so that's good. Yeah, we still have Treb ammo, such as the strangest of our deployment. But we drug the Trebs up, so they actually are burning down our whole forest, which probably helped us more than them because we have more morale. Even though they were standing in the fire the whole time. And this dude wants to hang out with Lu Ji. He doesn't, though, because look at her. What's that she's carrying? That's right, the Giant's Bane. Sit still. Oh yeah, I dare you. Sit still one more time. Set him up and knock him down. The bowling pin continues. My girl wins again. She can't keep getting away with it. Calls it a Pyrrhic victory. Sure it was. Sure it was. I mean, yeah. Look, they don't like the militia of the Swords of the Emperor, but you can't deny that they perform. You know, they get some kills. You can't deny that they perform.
他们只是奉命行事的士兵吧，放了他们。今天放你们一马。
And I guess they...
我要消灭你。
Ling Su declares war on us. Is this dude just like a free agent? Maybe he's a Civil War faction. Children of the Hand. Negative 50 Diplo with all factions. Well, you know, that's Cao Cao for you, right? But hopefully our friendship should be secure enough to where people won't be too mad. One up until Flower of the Battlefield, which is going to make everyone around just so much of a better fighter. Yeah, we're just going to continue the siege. If he sallies out again, then we'll hit him again. Look, I don't feel like doing the siege. It's just because he got pulled out that they got such a benefit, right? At least we got our foreign replenishment for the captain retinue. Get our big peasantry income boosts. We're just gonna upgrade everything everywhere. It'll either make us money or it'll give us good effects. Either one of those is fine. Alright, so they are still trying to get through the mountains. Can we... Yeah, we can push them back. And that's a long run. They're so afraid of Dong Pashan, and they should be. She gets it done. Pashan.
英勇奋战，传英名于天下。不能这样，快点儿！
开战！
Oh wow, they got like a real army here, huh? But they would be inside. Ha ha ha. Oh, and this army isn't mustered. Well, what I see is a map that'll burn. But we'll hold that thought, because I'm thinking, you know, maybe if I don't do 10 hours in a row, that would be better. Because we're getting to the 4-hour mark now, and then I could like eat something and then come back and play later, and I think that's probably what we'll do. We'll just go through the autos of the thing, and then Cao Long, the dutiful.
只能消耗我军辎重。
今日还有何妖言？
Yeah, he doesn't even want peace with us, you know. He thinks that this is going well, and it might be.
杀呀！
Except that he's trapped in the marshlands like a chump.
船已到港。
一往无前，进港。
And now we're establishing our beachheads all across the river.
杀！拿起武器，斩尽叛贼，奉我之名。 离我掌握天下又近了一步。我至此城，必使之。
I was hoping we were going to get a notification that that jerk brother of ours had been eliminated, but it was not to be. All right, so do we want to go one here for Wisdom of the River? I mean, guerrilla deployment seems good too, though. Yeah, Wisdom's the highest upside for the long run, probably. Yeah, we don't want to end. We want to do this fight this turn because as a field battle, that'll actually be a lot more annoying. Because this army is full and, well... Oh, nope, it's not improved, but we can improve it.
此地人口众多，熙熙攘攘。怒吼吧！
So now, with a couple of unbreakable things in there, the dynamic changes considerably. Because Zhengxiang, we know, once we get her in, and with a successful girl to cheer her on, like, it's going to be an absolute party for them. Let's get her. The old daggers, right? Just lean into it as much as we can. 15 cunning. And just keep on chunking up the
参见
Stuff
大人。
there. Alright, Bandit Queen. Do we want to make her... General exterminates adversaries? Yeah, that seems good. Give her terror. I like that. Alright, so if we give a general who smashes the caitiffs, then we get 5% melee damage faction-wide. We just need to give that title to somebody who's a prime minister, though. Or the heir, so why not Yuan Shao? Because he, after all, is the general who smashes them. Boom. The Emperor handing out some titles like their delicious, delicious candies.
逆我者亡。
烈日之下，我等切不可畏缩。以柔克刚。
He needs a better... He needs a better title. The General of the Right. Guo, who has served us so well, can be the General of Unfailing Aim.
三思而后行。
Xian can become Lord, Lord of Thunder? No, she wants one of these. Yeah, we'll give her this cunning one. All right, and then we're gonna wait on that one. Look, they're in worse shape than we are. They are. And they're retreating, and we aren't yet. And we're actually, in fact, replenishing a little bit. So there's that.
正在行军。接纳冲动，
前进！
朕小儿之见也。
暂缓行动。
It says this is foreign territory. Oh, this is
我
the
方洗耳恭听。
this pass is actually controlled by the old Han. That's pretty funny. Anyway, that
我就是为此而生的。
正在行进。
yeah, we need somebody to make sure they don't cross the river here, right? Before we roll up in this direction and that direction, because it looks like we're discovering that they have like colonized these lands, but not too well, and Cao Cao's probably around. But yeah, so now we have a better idea of where they're coming from. We have plenty on this side to dissuade them to roll on down through there. So our strategic position, wonderful, of course. Some of our vassals don't like us. None of them are very strong. We'd be able to crush them. Obviously we would prefer it if we could all get along, but that doesn't always work out. But for right now, I mean, just look at that. That is a nice, tidy border. Vassals here and here. Armies to defend against incursions there and there, sweeping up in that direction to isolate. You know, we've already got the whole Central Plains, but then we're getting, you know, here into the mountains where Yuan Shao used to be holding sway and the Liu Biao was, but now we're getting all of that too. Really wonderful stuff. I guess the Liu Bei is bankrupt again, but look, just get some money somewhere. I don't know. No one else wants to work for me. No one else wants to be me. The Kingdom of Wu is at -25 now, so we've made some pretty decent inroads there. Of course, we haven't bashed any of their armies in a second, because we just did. But we know that a few of them are going to want to be coming up here. The Huanghai Qingpu army is no slouch, in spite of being full of not very good units, which that's the thing, too. Like, Wu is so poor, right? Yeah, well, they got money, apparently. Huh. Well, I thought they were poor. Maybe they're just rich compared to me. But they don't have very good armies. Not like mine. But anyway, that went very well. We'll continue on later on. Maybe today and maybe some other day with this campaign. But I'm just going to take a little break, get something to eat, and then see where we're going from there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed. There's the Emperor Xian. Everything is good. We've been ruling for 3 years with an iron fist. Actually, it's more like a velvet glove. He's a good guy. 12 tassels in the front of his crown, just as is tradition. The Han Emperor smile upon us and, you know, frown at everybody else who dares to claim their mantle. But we'll keep on working on it. We will keep on. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll see you guys later on. See ya.